And a peek out from Nico will finally remove MSL. He has a bomb under control as well, which is huge. With no position here from Magic due to being low, he can't even crossfire from short. And now he finally does react, this time from Connector. But he is very low still. It's definitely not North's round for sure. But they have got the man advantage.
Jugi and Snappy left in this 2 versus 3. If they can find some angles to go for a peek, turn this into a 1 versus 1, potentially there would have been chances there. Both of those players were so low. They just had to have the right angles to try and work their way through, but both of them caught off guard. They had Lancer into that one, and North actually linked these rounds together now as well. So going into the final round, now this is when Heroic have no money to play with.
Yeah, they've got to force things up. 8-7 for North, which is obviously looking likely. I'm gonna regret saying that, aren't I? But it's looking likely 8-7 to North. With them picking that up, that's a great T-side. Considering the start that Heroic had, they obviously had quite a few rounds ahead, and the last few North have kind of just pulled back off the back of these force buys, these Tech 9 rushes, and it's really been, you know, not only resetting the economy of Heroic, but also probably getting to their heads a little bit. It's got to annoy you throwing away all these rounds that you should be able to convert fairly easily. But look at Valde. He's getting pushed from Connector. He doesn't even realise. Flash does go out. That will be perfect. Peeks in with it. There's one free kill. No, it's not. As MSL, he shoots in through the flash. Gets himself an opener. Cajun and Config will combine for one more each. And the Deagle spamming away does react in getting one frag. But it's a small positive here for Heroic in a very dire situation. Snappy gets another. But it's still a 3-on-2.
That bomb will go down thanks to MSL slipping his way on towards the bomb site. They've been just Juki and Snappy left to try and make this into a better situation. Snappy waddling his way up, trying to get into a vantage point, trying to give him something to aid his teammates, but the wallbang actually comes through. We'll take down MSL, leaving them in a 2 versus 2 situation with a backstab from Magis. This could be so huge if he could pull this one off. Approaches, the spray down comes through. Magix simply does it. Will execute them. A fantastic round comes out. 7-8 will be the scoreline. Will North be able to close it out in the second half though? Find out after the break. everyone, welcome back. Thank you for sticking around for that very short break. Obviously, we're going to be jumping back into the second half very shortly. And now the thing is, it's interesting between both these teams. The first map, it was a very dominant affair for either side, but neither of them playing well at the same time. Now coming to map 2, everyone's popping off. It's so close to call.
Yeah, it's a really hard prediction going into this one. North obviously just taking the lead into that second half thanks to obviously all the force buys that somehow had success. We saw so many Tech 9 rounds that they actually managed to pull away in their favour. And now going into the second half, obviously, Heroic are going to have the option for that too. They're back on this T side. Obviously, they had their own struggles over on Overpass T side. Very different comparison. But that really was a downfall of them actually not being able to close out the map because their comeback was great on CT. Their CT half was absolutely flawless almost. But their T side was the one that held them back, especially in OT as well. So going into this, I'm quite scared for Heroic. Maybe Yugi can go off, but he's not been having too much effect coming into the second map, which is something we were a bit worried about. We said if he goes off, and if he does what he usually does with the Orb and Mirage, we're okay. Heroic, they'll just, they'll clean it up maybe, but again, he's not really having the performance. We're having no one from Heroic really step up massively. They just seem to all be getting crushed.
True. Towards the end there, it was kind of more dominant coming through from North. And it was interesting as well because North, especially on those pistol rounds, that's where they started to really kick off. It was crazy to see sort of, even when they were down out in terms of their economy, they were just dealing so much damage individually. So if they can keep that up, that is going to be scary, especially coming into this open pistol round. But let's see if that will be the case as we slip back in.
Indeed. Heroic not opting to go for the full nades that we have, the full armor that we have seen quite a lot. They've got a P250 on Stampy with a few flashbangs. The rest of them going to be on armor, and MSL just defaulting out with a kit with the rest of them on their own Kevlar as well. Cajun jump spotting towards B. He will see this fuller mass of players, and MSL's posted up with a nade. This could be perfectly placed. It will go right into the apartments. Good damage onto 2 of the players, but the headshots are what counts as MSL spams away in the third round of the half.
Yeah, important that at least they got that bomb down, right? Saves them from having to basically concede another round very early on and gives them that chance to come back in early and try and shut things down. Always as well, when you whip out those AKs, it will leave North on a bit of an awkward buy because most likely they won't invest overly heavily and force up around knowing that you are going to go for that investment. Now, the Tech 9's in play as well. They're weapons that can be interesting as well because if you capture a position off guard, that's really trying to overwhelm. Interesting enough as well, actually 3 rifles coming out over on the side of North, investing very heavily into the round.
Yeah, playing it safely to be honest, because this match is still close. While Heroic are obviously forcing, which is a bit of a surprise, North are kind of playing it expecting, expecting keeping these guns alive and then bringing them into the third of the round where we actually see Heroic invest, but this force is really going to catch them off guard. However, they are very well equipped for it, as you say. So, pistols out, Heroic in towards middle, very deep underpass control as AZ spots out. He could get picked here, but in the flip side, he could do some good damage. Smoke goes down, though, he's just backing off. And this position, this angle on top of that box is going to allow him to still peek out towards short to stop Heroic from splitting. But look at that from Balde, a quick frag onto MSL.
Headshot comes through. Fantastic stuff so far as they try and keep this pain train rolling as well. Snappy will connect another one upon AZ. This Tech 9 buy is working out so fantastically so far as they situate their assets towards that B-bomb site. Config trying to dispatch them. Will get 2 frags as he works his way through. Hungry to try and do more as well as he roams around, trying to reposition to get the drop on him, but he can't quite get the angle. Valde with a 2K now coming out off the back of that UMP spray, leaving just Magics to try and retrieve anything into the round. Sure, some of the players on Heroic are low, but they're in great after-plant positions. They have no reason to peek either. So Magics, you'd imagine, won't be able to achieve a single thing into this.
Let's have a look as he forces himself into the site. Can't really risk throwing this one away. North are going to be screwed money-wise unless he can pick this one up as he pushes himself back in. Time is ticking low, and without a free pick, I don't know if he's even going to commit. Look at that peek, though. Valde, I think he knew exactly what was going on. He does get taken down, though, and so much damage and retaliation. It's Yugi only going to need one more deagle shot to put the nail in the coffin there for the side of North. And frankly, Jackie, these Tech 9s are proving to be very, very dangerous weapons. North, not only were they able to utilize them to pick up 2 force buy rounds, Heroic have just done it on the back of the pistol.
Yeah, it's true. They're weapons that have been so effective for both of these Danish teams when it comes to the T side. They are just bursting their way in. They are taking names so easily. The AKs come through as well, though, and now they have that range advantage. Aggression will go down towards mid, though. You can see Config trying to lead the charge, Deagle in hand. If he gets the drop on him, he could definitely do some damage here. Peeks through, but the whiff comes out. The apple crumble is served. Easy, though. He knows how to use a Deagle. Connects the headshot upon Snappy. Nico will fire back, though, and get 2 kills of his own.
A 2-for-1 going to be good for Heroic here, especially considering North are still, viable with these pistols. But only 1 deagle left for the range. We've got 2 more more close-range pistols, Cajun on the 5.7 and Magisk on the CZ as well as Heroic. They are just holding back, seeing if North are going to get aggressive, because in these kind of cheesy rounds when you only have pistols, you like to see some a bit of aggression. Your CT just rushing up and pushing into your into your angles like this, for example. Magisk pushed up towards short ramp as MSL starts to take a bit of short control. And Cajun moves himself into window to support, so he's going to be faced with the full push coming out from Heroic at the start of the round. But he's got to deny at least one, hopefully two, to make it a 3-on-2.
Nice from a close angle. He will be taken down though. The execution comes through off the back of Valde. An easy frag going his way. Cajun trying to respond as well. Hammering down on the trigger with that 5.7. Connects one shot upon Valde, forcing the T's to try and reposition. Now MSL does one better as well. Connects the headshot upon Nico. Leaves him in a 1 versus 2. They're the in-game leader. He's been stepping up. He's been leading by example in all of the games we've seen him in recently. He's really been going big for the side of North, but could he do the unthinkable here? A 1 versus 2. A Deagle is the only weapon he has. And the dream to try and win the round. Wants to try and create these angles. Has to bait the opposition out. But Jugi, with the angle being covered, will connect the headshot upon him. Takes him down. And Heroic keep their way through.
Very costly. These pistols have had effect on both halves now as North take away 3 rifles out of 5. Heroic weren't even going for any cheese there. They just stuck with the full crackers as they went for 5 weapons. Or 5 proper weapons, M4s and AKs. Now a MAC-10 going to be brought in as North. They are going to be on the full USP, so this is going to be perfect for Snappy, just to rack up as much cash as possible, allow him to buy up really anything he needs. Cajun peeking out towards middle, but he's going to be Molotov'd up. And we have this nice connector stack as well. This could be good. Snappy obviously going to be greatly favoured with his weapon, but he may get overrun after a kill or two as there's so many guns spamming his way. Not even one kill as Magisk. He takes it as a gun dropped in middle, but nothing to affect as obviously a MAC-10 can't really be retrieved to the CT side for any damage. It's the pistols they'd rather use as Modi opens it up towards A. 2 quick kills. Sight taking control of. Looking for more, and this is just a great anti-eco so far. Modi, he's even going to go for a last one, but no, Cajun eventually drops him, and 2 players remain, but not for long.
They're all going to get picked off here very quickly. MSL trapped towards Sandwich. Nico will gobble that one down. And Heroic worked their way through very, very well. 2 casualties into that round. Modi will be able to go for a bite as well as he just did so much damage. The AWP will be dropped over towards Jugi. This is looking perfect. The stars have aligned for Heroic. They have the best case scenario they'd want going into this following round.
Yeah, no AWP against them is going to be really, really good for Yugi to at least take advantage of North here. But let's see if the rifles can do their duty as North do set up towards this A site. Triple plate. Bit of a close position from Matchday, just trying to catch anyone else peeking out through the edge of the smoke, and he will be spotted there. Nico going to be able to open it. Quick kill in the meantime in middle as AZ denies Valdi, but aggressive push out of ramp with not really much teammate support. He has Palace and Tetris as well, going to be taking control of occasion. Exposed. He spots the last player though, going in for it, and the bomb dropped in the hands of Snappy. It seems like Heroic just wanted to play off of that pick towards the A site, but they weren't expecting Cajun to be such a damaging threat to their player base.
Cajun slowly tiptoeing up, trying to get himself into an effective angle as he makes his approach round, ready for the T's to potentially burst their way through. When they realise they can't really run that risk, they are going to have to wait for the smoke to dissipate before they try and go for anything really here. And Jugi, it relies quite heavily on him. He has to get the opening frag to allow them to work their way through. There was the potential for MSL to go for the backstab here, but doesn't want to run the risk now. Comes back over, just links up with the rest of his teammates. They can hold this crossfire. They can just unleash a hailstorm of bullets upon Heroic when they try and tiptoe their way in towards the bomb site.
Cajun playing close. Yugi has got to remove his head straight away, but obviously this ticket boost play is going to be perfect at range. Yugi not able to connect, and Cajun even takes him down as well. He's not even getting a pick before he pushes out a ramp, and that will mean Config can just isolate Modi. Finishes him off as well. We did say it ourselves, Jackie, this game is so close, and it will continue into the second half. Neither team taking the bacon, as we do equal up around 10-10 now. Both teams buying up a bit less on the economy for Heroic, but they can still afford. Modi going to be on a Tech 9. I'm not sure what Snappy's got there. Apparently only a knife, but he will be upgrading it to a pistol as well. So a bit of a buy from Heroic. I wouldn't even say that's too much of an issue considering the way that we've been seeing the Tech 9s perform this map so far.
This is really such a close matchup here. You can see the aggression going through, though, what will be a very fast play towards that B-bomb site. It seems like it was contact, but obviously they have kicked it off early as the nades go through, forcing the hand of Heroic. They have to do something quickly, and MSL coming in with the opening headshot. Not only that, he had been able to divide the entire T-side team apart. They couldn't trade out for MSL. Now they're entering one by one. This should just be easy pickings for North right now as they do the damage. Modi, though, does get into the back line, finds a frag upon MSL before Cajun B can go for the trade. Snappy and Valde, last 2 men left standing, but they're now laying down. Snappy will do a little bit of work, finds the headshot upon Config, but Cajun B keeps it going. A hat-trick for the man, as you would expect.
good performance so far. He's actually 24 and 13. MSL as well, not on fire at all. 6 and 17. If that is actually real, well, it's a real switch up. I'm not going to even criticize him though, because the fact of the matter is he carried them through the previous map, and in fact he did very well over against Na'Vi as well. So, you know, you can't have them all, can you? He's trying to have his cake and eat it too in the previous games, but this time it's finally going to bite him back. He's only on 6. However, they're still winning the game without him. As Heroic, they have really only 2 P250s into this one. Not a lot of hope as they set up towards the B site. It's MSL looking to at least farm some cash and also, you know, maybe give a bit of a boost to his stats here up against these armorless players as they start to push in towards the apps area. As soon as that smoke dissipates, he is going to be met with an onslaught of players. Frankly, Jackie, I'm expecting a frag movie spray down for the man.
Yeah, you would imagine this will be an easy one for him to rack up some frags here. Obviously, they have the numbers, so they might be able to overwhelm him. Actually falls back with the timing as well, so there won't be that spray down potential. Gets himself into a little bit more of an effective angle with a rifle. Is going to be able to get the opening headshot upon Valde, hungry for more as well as the push comes through. MSL doing God's work right now as he cleans everyone up. A 4K goes through. Config will also claim one on Snappy. He takes down the stragglers and everyone will be wiped clean. Heroic not able to achieve too much into that round, but finally the cash is back in their favor.